One's being let out on the street again and again. They're doing a disservice, and they're pretty much saying that these victims' traumas were in vain.
That's Olympian Kim Glass talking about her attack last week in Los Angeles. You can see her eye. It's still badly, badly bruised. She was one of many victims who say, but for the non-prosecution policies of L.A. prosecutor George Gascon, she wouldn't be a victim. Today, Gascon said the way to end the surge of violence is to prosecute less criminals. In fact, as you can see there, L.A. County George Gascon to fight ruling mandating 3 strikes charges. He doubled down on not enforcing the state's 3 strikes and you're out policy. Director of the LAPD Protective League, 31-year veteran of the force, Jamie McBride, with us now. Well, at least you got to give Gascon points that he's consistent.
Well, it's consistently bad, correct. At this rate, the crime scenes that we're seeing right now for all the murders, we're going to be out of crime scene tape in no time, because that's how many murders that are occurring on a daily basis. We're at a 15-year high in murders year to date. I mean, that speaks volumes right there.
Gascon says that so many of these laws are racist. The 3 strikes law imposes draconian penalties on defendants who were previously convicted of certain prior felonies. These policies increase recidivism rates, have little to no deterrent effect, and keep people in prison long after they pose risk to their community. Unclear how locking people up increases people committing crimes, but that's beside the point. He's being recalled. The signatures are now in, they're being counted. Does this have a reasonable chance of happening?
Absolutely. Almost 750,000 people have signed those petitions, because that's how bad he has gotten in his policies. And he talks about the 3 strikes law. And let's not forget here, 3 strikes law was created because if you already have all these violent convicted felonies, we're talking rapes, robberies, etc. How many chances you get? This isn't somebody who's doing stealing a car and getting a 3rd strike and going to jail. We're talking violent crimes. So they've already had their chance in society and they failed. We need to protect the citizens here now and not worry about the people locked up. George Gascon, he has he's an advocate for the criminals, not the victims. That's proven over and over again. Now you're seeing all these victims of violent crimes that used to support him and voted for him. And they're saying, hey, George Gascon needs to go. And people need to wake up and see exactly what's going on. And until things have changes, we got to tell people, stop coming to LA. We simply can't keep you safe. We can't guarantee anything besides you might be a victim of a crime. And you have a better chance of doing that than seeing a celebrity.
Well, it's also sort of open season on anyone who lives there, Kim Glass among them. This is more on what she said about her attack.
I think that we all deserve the opportunities of freedom, but not if you're a terror to society. And this history has repeated itself with this, right? He was let out on probation and he attacked someone else, and that was a misdemeanor, right? But before that, he had already assault and battered 2 other people, and they were all women, right? And so what does it take?
What does it take anymore in LA to get locked up?
Well, not much, to be honest with you. I mean, nobody's getting locked up for anything. If they go in, they get a renewed picture in the system, and that's about it. Let's look at what else is going on. We got 7-Eleven. They've had so many violent crimes. One of their employees was murdered. Some of their customers have been robbed. Their employees have been robbed. Now they are shutting their doors at night. We also have Starbucks. They finally woke up and smelled their own coffee, and they're going to be shutting locations down. So in the height of this inflation we're all experiencing, now you're going to have people that are losing their jobs because of Gascon's policies are failing. I saw earlier on one of your clips that George Gascon talked about being a police officer for several years. He might have been employed by the Los Angeles Police Department. He was never a police officer. He went right inside, right away off the streets and started climbing the ranks. He was never a street cop, doesn't know anything about community relationships, doesn't know how to keep people safe. He's a fraud, even as a district attorney in San Francisco, now a district attorney here. He is nothing more than a failure. And somebody needs to step up, need to pull the plug on him and get him out of office.
Well, that may be in the process of happening. He likes to say he won with 2 million votes. 750,000 people already signed a petition to recall him, so you can imagine that they would be voting as well. Obviously, we tried hard to get somebody who supports Gascon to come on. None of them would agree to speak with us, but we're glad you did, sir. Appreciate your talk, and obviously thank you for your service for you and the brave men and women out there at the LAPD. Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.